center for Disney.
Hey guys, turn it here for one. Right here together.
And right here, get out in the center here. Everybody right here for Disney. Right here for Disney, please.
To your left, please. You guys, keep it nice one together.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh boy, you gave him a... Not nice?
Just look right here.
What do you think of the hat?
We like it, we like it.
What do you know?
I know everything. Here we go.
Back here.
You straight ahead? And Deborah straight ahead?
And left shoulder.
To your left.
Eyes here. Right here. And left shoulder, left shoulder. Yes. Thank you.
Last one.
The front of the dress. The front of...
Big smiles together. And last one, right here. Thank you. And then for that.
Christina, I have to do this over again because they have to look at
Okay, that's
Okay.
and a couple more to listen.
Perfect. Perfect. Hold that.
Stay with me. And
Clock right in front of you. Thank you.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
And straight ahead.
Couple more, Tone. And this camera.
One more, thank you. And for my friend here,
And right here for Disney.
thank you.
Perfect.
And chin down.
Here we go. Couple more.
Ready? Thank you.
And then everybody right here.
Hello, Vincent.
And then we're going to do one.
Sorry. Oh, you saw it?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the premiere of Daredevil Born Again. We are so excited to have you here tonight and to tell you that we are so excited to start shooting the second season next week. I'd like to welcome to the stage the two greatest actors I've ever worked with, Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock, Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox. Anything you guys would like to say to this amazing crowd tonight?
The only thing I'd like to say is, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're so thrilled to have this opportunity. It's sadly becoming increasingly uncommon for television shows to get an opportunity to play their episodes on a big screen, so we're unbelievably fortunate. Massive thank you to Marvel and to Disney for making this happen. You guys are very lucky. We're all very lucky, and I think if ever there were a couple of episodes of television that deserve to be seen on the big screen, these might be them. So thank you so much, guys.
I just felt the whole year, I just felt everybody was working so hard, and it's such a great accomplishment. I really love what we're going to show you guys, and I love what the fans are going to see soon. So thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the show.
This city is the most exhilarating place. I'm from London, and so New York is like a step up. And the combination of like Marvel, Daredevil, you know, being reborn in this setting, in this city, which is of course the city where the story takes place, is just so perfect. And yeah, I'm have to pinch myself. It's pretty nuts. I'd barely watched any Marvel apart from Daredevil, actually, and I'm a big fan of Charlie and Vincent as actors, and it's been really surreal to go from being a spectator to being an actor, an agent, a kind of influencer, like in the story. It's the best. It's like growing up watching stuff and then ending up, in the same sphere as that, in those fantasy worlds. It's like the best thing about this job. So yeah, I love it. It deals with all the, big engines of New York City, the legal side of it, the political side of it, the vigilantes and also the general public. It like paints an amazing picture of New York City with just like all the fun of the Marvel universe built into it. So I think it's just, it's building on what's happened before, but in a slightly spicier way, I would say.
It's amazing. I'm so happy that the show is out. I'm happy to be part of it again. It was a surprise to join, kind of like sort of last minute for me. And I love the role I'm playing. I love Vanessa and I love her relationship with Fisk and coming back to New York. I lived here, for a while, and to come here for a premiere, but also to film here, it's just a jam.
Well, Daredevil is a show about New York. It's made by New Yorkers. It's shot in New York. Even going back to the dawn of the comic book, it's a story about New York. So the fact that we're here tonight in New York City to celebrate is just perfect. I was so nervous. There's a lot of pressure on us, to revive something that not just, is beloved by the fans, but also something that we love. I used to watch this show as a fan, so being able to revive it is a dream come true, but also an immense amount of pressure to build something worthy enough to the original series. And luckily, I have great partners in Vincent and Charlie who know these characters better than anybody and showed up to play and just, helped us create and revive this amazing world.
I think they're going to see a lot of great action, and I really like the dynamic that they've created with Charlie and Vincent. That's really pretty interesting. I grew up here in New York in the bad old 70s and 80s when it was crime-ridden, and all this stuff really resonated with me as a New Yorker. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not a throwback, but it throws back.
It's been a really, really long road since I came into this, and there's so many talented people who did so much hard work, and this whole weekend with doing press and getting everybody together, who I haven't seen since the wrap party, it feels like we're back in so many different ways. I'm out of my mind. It's like so much fun. I can't wait to see it in a room filled with people. I've seen it only in post. I've only seen it like in the process of cleaning it up, so seeing it like this is going to be a blast. I keep saying it's like some old friends are coming over and you're going on a new adventure. I mean, I think that 7 years have evolved for these characters and for the show and for the creators and for the type of stuff that we're able to do. I mean, 7 years ago, there are things that we're pulling off in the first 10 minutes of this episode that you couldn't have done back then. There wasn't the technology, there wasn't the budget. So it's really exciting to take something and kind of pull it kicking and screaming and laughing and crying into the now. The reaction was huge, as far as that feeling of we're getting the band back together. And then I remember very shortly after I came on, I had a phone call with Jon Bernthal, and that was insane because we'd worked together on The Punisher, and he was like, let's go, let her rip.
Yeah, I mean, I was born and raised here, so New York has a special place for me for work, for personal reasons. But there's, we always talk about New York being a character in a show, and I think we have to be here for the premiere. We have to be in this crazy building. Oh my God. It's beautiful and it's fun. It feels celebratory, which not all premieres feel. Sometimes it feels like a chore or a job, and this really feels like a party. I mean, that almost never happens, right? I mean, usually you close out a character and you're like, I guess I'll never be with that person again. And you miss your own character, you miss everyone else's characters. So the chance to come back and I've kept in touch with Charlie, but I was never going to see Matt Murdock again, So to be on set with him and be able to see that aspect of him, I don't know, it's really heartening in a very specific, weird way. I mean, I think we know time has passed. All of these characters have grown. And I think about Karen's time with The Punisher and Frank Castle really shifting some of her perspective and now bringing that into this new iteration.
I'm not a local, although I spend a lot of time here. I do love New York. It's a very special place. I think I just have a lot of anxiety, This part of the job is a little bit difficult for me, but I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to be back. I'm excited, with how excited the fans are. So it's just, it's an exciting night. Yes, that was my reaction, was yes. I love Foggy, I feel really lucky to have been in the right place at the right time to be the guy that is channeling Foggy, It's a character that's been around a really long time, for generations, and to experience that love from the fans, fathers and sons, coming up to me and talking about the show is really special. In some ways, I feel like we never really stopped, you know what I mean? Because it's been such a big part of my life. People ask me about it all the time, and so I'm talking about it all the time. And so, in some ways, it felt like I never left the character, But it's exciting, They're both incredibly talented actors, and it's exciting as another actor to work with them.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I have truly dreamt about this. Since 2017, I have a note in my phone manifesting some kind of role in this universe. And I think it's just incredible what Marvel has been able to build, quite literally a universe, and just such a wonderful fan base. And it's really unreal being a part of it. Well, I think it's really special because we definitely capture the essence in the previous show, but kind of in a new light, in new storylines, and new characters. I mean, BB's joining and she wasn't there previously, and it still has all the aspects and the darkness, the grit that everyone really loved before, but just with being able to see the characters in a new light with a new storyline. That's really exciting.
We are celebrating Daredevil Born Again, premiering, and it is, how would you describe being in New York for this?
Well, that's the crazy thing is, you think about premieres, we live in Los Angeles, and you think about premieres in LA, but Daredevil's such a New York show, so we actually get to be in New York for that premiere, so it's got this extra level of hometown luck. Feels great. I think that this new season of Born Again, it feels like the Netflix show. But what's cool about the Netflix show is each of the individual seasons feel a little bit different from one another. You can just look at a screen grab of it and you'll know what season you're looking at. It has different lighting ideas and camera ideas and even slightly different tones. So in honoring that tradition, it's got its own thing. But when you press play, it feels like watching Daredevil.
Yes, extremely excited and just so much joy. We've been waiting for this night. We've put a lot of work into the show. It's an incredible cast and we love each other dearly. So to all be together celebrating and sharing the show with the fans and everyone else is really, really special. Yeah, it was incredibly intriguing knowing that it's going again and shooting in New York, and I'm a New Yorker, and so for me it was really special. And I loved the characters from their first show so much, then to know that I would be working with them, of course, was just an amazing opportunity. And I was more than happy. Let's just say that. I think this one is bringing a very real look at human beings in a way that is dissecting the human psychology in a way that I think we haven't seen before, and it is a much grittier and a darker version of the show. So that part is really exciting to share with everyone.
The fact that I'm here because of Daredevil is a very big up for me, and I'm using the excuse of the New York winter to hide my nervousness and all the shivers that I feel. As is evident over here, the evening is eclectic. It's a big thing for me to be sharing screen space with these amazing performers in a project that is a favorite for millions of people worldwide. So all in all, I think it's an evening I've been waiting for a long time. No, this is my third outing with Marvel. My first one was Miss Marvel, where I played the character of Yusuf Khan, father to the superhero of Jersey, Kamala Khan. We then kind of segued into the Marvels with Bree and Sam. And this is my third outing without my family, because as all shall be revealed, why I'm in it. So yeah, it's my third, and it's a huge feeling of wow. You know, I feel like a kid. You know, like all the Marvel fans.
Yeah.
I'm in front of the camera, but I'm a Marvel fan, and that kind of lends to my character too, because he's the father of a superhero, so he can never get over the fact that he is the father of a superhero. Oh, I think they're going to be pretty amazed with if they've seen the first three, which I'm sure they all have. They'll realize that this third one, the fourth one, this one's at another level of soul for Daredevil. So, in fact, I'm dying to see it myself. So, while the viewers are going to be pleasantly surprised, I'm going to be, jumping and screaming like any other fan with my popcorn. So, yep.
Well, first and foremost, I am New York or nowhere, New York forever. I grew up in New Jersey. I moved to the city as soon as I could. The city, I call it that, because when you're a New Yorker, it's the only one in the world to you. And the Daredevil character in my house growing up, my brother's a big comic fan, and he's a big fan of this series, and so it meant a lot to me to join this company, to be here, and it's super exciting. I can see the Empire State Building from my living room, and I looked out as I was leaving to come down here, and I was like, it's red. And I was like, I wonder if that's for us. And then I thought, oh my goodness, that's for us. That's really amazing. It's really cool. I know the series is going to be exciting. I know the fans are ready for it. I'm really excited to see it myself. And I'm really happy to celebrate my favorite city in the world.
Oh, I mean, it was exciting. There were a lot of big asks, which we were very happy to accommodate. Marvel is such an important company. I've known, well, he's passed on to a better life, but I knew Stan Lee forever. So it's really nice to think of another Marvel project coming to New York. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but my ground crew would be able to speak to the iconic locations, but they shot around the city, so I'm excited to see what they did and where they did it. So it's going to be a great night.
I think there's pure excitement to return to the world, and I'm excited for the fans to see the evolution of what Marvel and Dario has brought to this return to this iconic characters. It's been about 10 years that the characters and the actors have been playing in this world, so it was very familiar, and we were able to push them into new places, and with the story that Dario has written and the clear vision that Marvel has taken the show to, I think there's been nothing but a huge excitement and drive from everyone involved in the show, and it's been like putting on an old pair of shoes that have just been newly polished again in a very unique way.
You know, I think it's just as dark as you've seen. I think it's a slightly different angle on the character just because we have different filmmakers on it in classic Marvel fashion. I've been telling these stories for a long time, so it's really fun to be able to kind of play with different kinds of styles and tones. But it'll be just as dark and gritty, and also there's a lot of realism to it. We're still in New York. So, you know, it's a great, it feels like a New York you know, but with something extra. It was exciting. It was very, very exciting. I think they were confused for a second. They're like, oh, this is happening again? We're great. I remember talking to Deborah and talking to Elden. It was obviously, this is an emotional one for all of them, and, you know, this season is pretty emotional, so there's a lot of layers to it. But I just feel lucky to be able to be a part of all of it and to be amongst truly such incredible talent.
It's exciting. I think we got up at 2 in the morning and we're here, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good energy in the room.
We've been on the show for a while, so this whole thing's been going on for, I mean, it feels like years, but to finally see it all kind of come together is amazing. We just saw Charlie and Brad and some other people, and they were just all so happy, and to see that kind of all come together is very rewarding.
I mean, we kind of jumped in both with the music, but then also sonically playing around with sounds. Like we have like a subway sound we recorded when we were out here on a trip, and we use that in some of the music in places as like sort of like found sound ideas. And there's like heartbeats that we're using as part of the music as well.
It's like a delayed cello, doing something. It's basically just, like you said, to heighten the sonic abilities of him. Oh man, I would say it's a culmination of the characters, the stories, the comics, the original series, and what we wanted to sort of expand and where we wanted to go. We wanted to sort of expand on the universe because it's already been established, but we wanted to have these new characters, have new themes. You know, what happens, you know, they're fighting themselves, kind of struggling internally. So we wanted to play with the juxtaposition of those kind of things.
Yeah, the internal struggle was like a big thing we were talking about a lot, like is he Matt Murdock or is he Daredevil, you know, and I think that's a lot of what he's sort of going through. And music is good at ping-ponging with that sort of idea, so it's nice compliment. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think whenever we can, playing on the emotion and sometimes going against the grain where we can, having something a little more odd or different to get. You also want to make space for what's happening in the fighting and all the sound effects. So I think knowing the moments where to accentuate those elements is key and helpful for us.
Yeah, following the action and not being overbearing with it, like letting the action just do its thing.
Until it's time to be.
Until it's time to be. Yeah. There's a lot of momentum in this series, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's nice to be invited here. I hadn't seen Justin and Aaron since we were on the set, so it's going to be good to see those guys. I mean, it's great that they asked me back. I'm very, very, very grateful, very thankful that they just gave me a ring after. I mean, it had been like 4 or 5 years or something since the last time. Yeah.
It's so great. You know, we're so happy about the show being back, and we had such a great time shooting the first season. It was hard, it was difficult, but we pulled it off somehow, some way, it seems like, and it's just very exciting.
Yeah, I'm still pinching myself. I never believed this moment would happen, so, after all these years, I think it's been 6 years since we last had an episode released, and it's just surreal. It's a dream.
First Kevin asked us to do, I think he asked you to do Spider-Man first, and he asked me to do Hawkeye first. So we gradually got calls so he got Hulk next, I got She-Hulk next, I got Echo next, and then eventually we heard we were going to come back and do this, which was what we've wanted the whole time. So it's great. It's like a fourth season of the original show. It's like 4. I mean, we're calling it Daredevil Born Again, and it's the first season of that, but it's the same tone, same guys, same misery, same excitement, same emotions. Dark. It's like, and more,
Yeah, it's dark, for sure. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of everything. We've got all
all the fan favorites are back, all the great characters are back, and we introduced some new characters, and there's there's some really cool, iconic cameos from the comics.
I am bursting at the seams. No, it's great, man. I literally just got here, so I'm still sort of absorbing it, but it's very exciting. I mean, I think there's a ton of anticipation with fans, and that's amazing, but honestly, there's a ton of anticipation in me. So yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, it feels a little surreal. It's been, I don't even know, 7 years, 8 years. So it feels like waking up from a really long, deep slumber to a really inviting environment. And it's been great, honestly, being reunited with Charlie and Vincent and the rest of the cast, and this whole creative team on this is just amazing. So I couldn't be more happy to be here.